Good evening and welcome to the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex for tonight's Super Football Conference semifinal game. The Fort Lee Bridgemen, whose stream you're currently watching on YouTube, are hosting the North Bergen Bruins. My name is Tommy Aquilina. I will be your play-by-play man tonight. The Bridgemen, clad in their home black uniforms with white numbers, will receive. The Bruins, wearing their road whites with red numbers. Black, white, and orange, the Fort Lee colors. Red, white, and yellow, the North Bergen colors. So Fort Lee to receive. This is the SFC semifinal. The winner of this one will play the winner of Ridgefield Park at Belleville in the Super Football Conference Championship game. We are underway. A little bit of an interesting kickoff there. It's handled by Dante Severiano. Fort Lee Sr. usually plays defense. He makes the return here on special teams, and good field position for the Bridgemen to start things off. They will be at their own 45-yard line. Obviously, here in a playoff game, every little detail matters that much more. Fort Lee looking to continue their perfect season going. They won the SFC Ivy Red Division at 6-0. They are 7-0 overall. Luke Senator, the quarterback, fakes to his younger brother, CJ Senator, takes it himself, and Luke is going to have 2 or 3 yards on that carry. Luke Senator, the team's leading rusher, obviously leads the team in passing yards, also leads the team in carries and rushing touchdowns. CJ Senator leads the team in rushing yards. With CJ in motion, we have, looks like it's going to be an offsides call. It is neutral zone infraction or offsides. Either way, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. That'll go against Adrian Mattia's team. Mattia, in his first year as head coach of the Bruins, they went 6-1 this year, 5-1 in division, second place in the SFC Ivy White. So that's why they're on the road here in this semifinal. Ridgefield Park came in second place in the Ivy Red Division, so they are at Belleville. That game is also going on right now. Luke Senator on the carry. He has the first down, and Fort Lee is semi-deep into North Bergen territory.
Stop made by 22, George Tamer for North Bergen.
North Bergen, not quite as dominant this year as Fort Lee. Again, they came in second place in their division, but they have won 5 in a row. 6-1 on the year, looking to make it 6 in a row and get to the SFC championship game. Pocket collapses. Luke Senator gets the pass off to his brother. CJ Senator has the first down. He's past the 30, and he is dragged down. I believe that tackle is going to go to number 1 for the Bruins. That would be Sebastian Colmenares. Not quite a minute and a half gone by here in the opening quarter. Fort Lee looking to continue moving the ball, which they've been able to do relatively easily for most of the year. The Bridgemen averaging 33 points per game through 7 games. They've scored 40 or more points 4 times. They wrapped up the regular season last week with a senior day victory against Demarest by a final score of 18-0. Luke Senator, low throw, that's handled by CJ, and CJ is tackled by North Bergen number 2. That's Alexir De Leon. De Leon, one of the leaders on offense for North Bergen. Many of their players play both offense and defense. That includes their quarterback, Dominic Velasquez. CJ Senator in motion. Josh DeHoyas in the backfield with Luke Senator. And I think we're going to have a second offsides penalty on the Bruins.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So some sloppy play here from the Bruins to start things off. Second and very short coming up for the Bridgemen. 5 receivers set for Fort Lee. here on, it looks like 2nd and 1, and we have another flag. North Bergen again. A third offsides penalty in the opening 3 minutes of this game. That's a freebie first down for Fort Lee. Not quite 1st and goal, as they're just outside of the 10-yard line. Senator on the keeper. Bowling over a defender.
Gets inside the North Bergen 5.
Luke Senator and the Bridgemen are inside the 5-yard line. Number 51, Tyler Rizzi on the tackle there for the Bruins. Looking to win their 6th in a row, but they're going to have to clean things up defensively. Trying to make a stand here. Luke Senator trying to punch it in. And he does! 8:42 remaining in the first quarter. Fort Lee is already on the board. It's Luke Senator with his team-leading 12th rushing touchdown of the year. It looks like Mike Gerst's squad is going to go for 2 here rather than kick the extra point. So only 3 minutes and 18 seconds into this one, the Bridgemen march down the field. Luke Senator, 14 passing touchdowns on the year. He's been almost as deadly with his legs, now 12 rushing scores. Obviously, the 3 offsides penalties by the Bruins greatly helped out the Bridgemen. They're really going to have to clean that up. The Fort Lee offense is too good to be giving them first downs like that. And it looks like they will, in fact, go for the extra point. Severiano to hold, Alteo Tabaku to kick. A couple seniors for the Bridgemen. Tabaku, 23 out of 27 on the year. Make that 24 out of 28 as the extra point is good. 7-0 Bridgemen, 8:42 to go in the first quarter. So now we'll see what the North Bergen offense can do. They are also able to put up points. The offense largely runs through De Leon, Colmenares, and Dominic Velasquez. They average 31 points per game on the season. And both teams are playing well. Both teams are 3-0 here in the month of October. Tabaku on the kickoff for the Bridgemen.
Number 1, Sebastian Colmenares, and number 8, Jaden David.
It will be number 8, Jaden David, another one of the offensive leaders for North Bergen, handling the kickoff here. Several Bridgemen have a shot at him, and he finally goes down, not quite at the 20-yard line.
To finish him off on the hit, 58, Aiden Suh.
So a good start for Fort Lee offensively and on special teams here tonight. They started their drive at their own 45. The Bruins are going to be starting at their own 16. Dominic Velasquez has 8 passing touchdowns on the year, according to NJ.com. 2 interceptions. Velasquez also has 5 rushing touchdowns. It's a handoff to start things off, and that play is blown up. CJ Senator, maybe for a loss of yards.
CJ Senator on the stop, and a tackle for loss. Loss of 2 on the play.
It is going to be a loss of 2, so 2nd and 12 coming up for Velasquez and the Bruins. Just 5 days ago, the Bruins defeated Ferris by a score of 35-6. Ferris is the last place team in the SFC Ivy White. They fake the handoff. That pass, honestly, a better chance at it for Fort Lee. Number 5, Matt Kim, would have been an impressive play if he was able to intercept it. Caleb Park was there to defend that pass. And so following the incompletion, it's 3rd and 12 for the Bruins. Big opportunity here for Fort Lee to really set the tone, to score a touchdown and then get a 3 and out would really be huge. It's a keeper for Velasquez. Caleb Park and number 13, Jace Cherry, in on that one. Just shy of the first down. Early on, we have a huge play. Adrian Mattia's team setting up to go for it. 4th and 1, inside their own 25. And we have a timeout taken by the Bruins. So they wanted to see if they could get Fort Lee to jump. They were unable to. And so the Fort Lee Bridgemen make a stand defensively. And it looks like the Bruins will punt from deep in their own territory. 2 divisions in the SFC, the Super Football Conference Ivy, the Ivy Red and the Ivy White. North Bergen came in 2nd place in the Ivy White, so they are at Fort Lee, who already won their division. And then Ridgefield Park came in 2nd place, 2 games behind Fort Lee, so they are at Belleville. Belleville won the SFC Ivy White with a perfect 6-0 divisional record. Velasquez on the punt takes a favorable roll for North Bergen before going past Azel Orta and out of bounds. They're going to mark the Bridgemen at the 32-yard line. So Luke Senator and company will retake the field. They played a postseason consolation game last year, wound up going 7-3 overall, 3-3 in division. Here in year number 2 under Mike Gerst, even more successful, 7-0 so far, and a chance at the SFC championship with a win tonight. A chance at the championship game, I should say. Luke Senator going to take it himself. Pocket collapsed pretty quickly. That's going to be a short gain. Kind of fell forward, so maybe he'll get 2 yards. Tyler Rizzi was in the area, so was number 53, Braylon Santos, for the Bruins. Little more than 5 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. Fort Lee up 7-0. They just forced a 3 and out. Now trying to take a multi-score lead early in this one. Senator looks to the sideline. He has Josh DeHoyas with him in the backfield. Fake the handoff. Hit as he throws. Handled by CJ Senator. That'll be another short gain.
Stop made by number 1, Sebastian Colmenares. Pick up a 3, 3rd down, and 4 for the Bridgemen.
3rd and 4 coming up for Fort Lee. North Bergen trying to stay in this one. Obviously, a 3 and out here would be gigantic. Fort Lee shifts over their skill players. Another fake handoff. Pass is not caught by Jacob Greenberg. Upset with himself, he was able to get over the middle. He was basically open, unable to haul that one in. Also, the Bruins defense has done a great job of getting to Luke Senator. No sacks yet, but he has not had much time to throw at all. That could also hamper the Fort Lee running game, which they like to use to great effect.
To Luke Senator in punt
So after a Bruins 3 and out, we have a Bridgman 3 and out. Alteo Tabaku does the kickoffs. Luke Senator handles the punts. Low snap. Luke Senator does get the punt off. And this takes a favorable roll for Fort Lee. The Bruins will be pinned in deep again. Inside their own 15 they'll be. After this one is downed by Jace Cherry. The Bruins will take over with 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Fort Lee, 3-0 at home this year, also 3-0 in the month of October, but North Bergen is 3-0 this month, and they're a perfect 3-0 on the road. Their only loss so far came against Belleville. That was a home game back on September 11th. They fell 45-20 in that one. North Bergen going to try to do some more damage here on their second offensive drive of the game, and they already have. Dominic Velasquez taking it himself and running for the first down. A couple Bruins in there on the tackle, including De Hoyos. That's a 14-yard carry for Velasquez, who came into this one with 488 rushing yards on the year. Again, stats courtesy of NJ.com. Very quick pass, very short pass to Colmenares. Colmenares taken down by multiple Bridgmen at the 40-yard line.
Fights forward. Stop made by Dante Severiano to pick up a 5.
2nd and 5 coming up. Maybe even 2nd and 4 coming up for North Bergen. With David in motion, they give it back to Colmenares. And he is taken down by De Hoyos and CJ Senator. That should be a gain of about 2. So 3rd and short coming up. Velasquez getting the play call from the sideline. He has Colmenares with him in the backfield. Fort Lee brings the house. He runs out of it. Velasquez taking it himself. He steps out of bounds without being touched. That is a Bruins first down. 1st and 10 at their own 48 it's going to be. So a couple first downs already on this drive for the Bruins as they look to tie this one up. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. That was a fast start. It was too fast of a start.
Full start on the offense.
So the Bruins have now been called for 3 offsides penalties and 1 false start. Like I said, in the playoffs, every little detail is magnified. 1st and 15 coming up for the Bruins. They fake the handoff. Velasquez has his man. And that is a first down reception for Dante Cabrera. That is Cabrera's first reception of the year that has not resulted in a touchdown. Had just 2 catches this year, but 2 touchdowns. Picks up the first there. North Bergen trying to pick up the pace. Velasquez taking it himself. Flags fly. Velasquez still on his feet. Taken down inside the Fort Lee 30, but let's see what that flag was about.
Stop made to Angel Alvarez for Fort Lee.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
It's going to be a 10-yard holding penalty against the Bruins. 5 penalties against North Bergen, none called yet on the Bridgman. So instead of a new first down inside the Fort Lee 30, North Bergen is at the Fort Lee 48, and it's 1st and 20.
First down and 20.
Colmenares in the backfield with Velasquez. Velasquez going to follow him to the left. Now go up the middle.
Dominic Velasquez keeps. Number 55 on the tackle.
Pick up about 8 on that one.
Cyrus Wilkins.
Pick up, I guess, about 8.
Cyrus Wilkins with the tackle.
8-yard gain.
So 2nd and 12 coming up for the Bruins. Under 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter. They fake the handoff. Pocket collapses. And Velasquez is unable to get away. Severiano and multiple others were there.
10, Dante Severiano. And finished off by 57, Colin Zay.
Colin Z got in there to finish that one off. Third and very long coming up.
Third down and 18.
The one receiver appears to be offsides. No, I think he's all right. On 3rd and 18, Velasquez back to pass, surveying his options, going deep, and he went a little too deep. A Bridgeman had a better chance at that than any Bruin. 4th and 18 coming up, and the Bruins will punt.
And coverage downfield by 13, Jace Cherry of the Bridgemen. 4th down.
So the Bruins offense has had some big plays. If they could get out of their own way, we could see a shootout here at the Sugarman Sport Complex, but they're going to have to clean up the penalties. Azel Orta back to receive for the Bridgemen. He has 1 punt return for a touchdown this year. That punt was blocked. It'll still go forward. Orta picks it up, past the 30, running down the sideline. Orta still on his feet, and he'll get tackled at about the 45-yard line. That was Brandon Vigil, number 56, finishing Orta off, but a solid return. And they're going to mark him down right at the 45. A minute 31 remaining in the first quarter. The Bridgemen, with all 3 of their timeouts, will take back over on offense. Luke Senator with the hard count got his own man.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
No, he got North Bergen again. I thought Azel Orta stepped, but apparently at least one Bruin did as well. 6 penalties in the opening quarter. It's a penalty every 2 minutes, and this quarter isn't even over. 1st and 5 coming up for the Bridgemen at midfield. They hand it off to De Hoyos, who's going to get a couple. 2nd and 3 coming up. Nah, really 2nd and 3.5. Got him again! A free first down for Fort Lee. Another offsides call.
On the defense. 5-yard penalty. And the result, first down.
That'll put Fort Lee at their own 43-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
Timeout. North Bergen.
North Bergen taking their 2nd timeout of the half, and we're still in the first quarter. But I definitely sympathize with Adrian Mattia here. His team needs to clean up the penalties, and they need to do it now before things get out of control. So while he lectures his team about the fundamentals, we will shout out our proud Fort Lee Bridgeman Athletics sponsors. This year, that's the Fort Lee PBA, Cafaso's Fairway Market, The Finest Construction, the Fort Lee Soccer Club, Rusin and Doru Electric, the Bridgeman Basketball Camp, the Fort Lee VFW, Visions Federal Credit Union, It's Greek to Me, Connect One Bank, the Bergen Black Sox, Senator Builders, UCS Strength and Speed, the Collective Salon, and the Fort Lee Education Association. Thank you to our proud sponsors. Thank you to everyone who makes these streams happen. And thank you for tuning in. Some Thursday night football under the lights. SFC semifinal. Luke Senator throws it back to CJ. CJ Senator going deep. He's got Azel Orta for the first down. No, he doesn't. Incomplete. First incompletion of the year for CJ Senator. His first pass attempt went for a long touchdown. That's incomplete on CJ Senator, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Mike Gerst went for the home run ball, and why not at this point? De Hoyos in the backfield with the elder Senator brother. Went hard count. Didn't work that time. And Mike Gerst is going to take a timeout and talk things over with his squad. So 1 timeout remaining for North Bergen. Fort Lee now down to 2 with 57 seconds remaining still in the first quarter. Luke Senator with the touchdown run, his 12th of the year. The Bridgemen lead this one 7-0. Looking to improve to 8-0 on the year and get to the Super Football Conference Championship game.
Is open and it is cash only. Cash only at the concession stands. Chicken tenders, French fries, candy, pretzels, potato chips, soft drinks, hot chocolate are all available. Hot chocolate.
The Bridgemen come out of the timeout. De Hoyos in the backfield with Luke Senator. Back to pass. Pocket held for him that time. Jacob Greenberg with the first down. Jacob Greenberg tackled at the 30 by number 11. That's Velasquez. And the Bridgemen continue to move the chains. That's a 12-yard reception for Jacob Greenberg. The Fort Lee tight end now with over 200 receiving yards on the year. Time for at least one more play here in the quarter. CJ Senator in motion. Luke rolls that way. Luke throwing on the run. Johnny McCann for the touchdown.
Luke Senator's pass is complete for the touchdown.
A 29-yard touchdown pass. Luke Senator to Johnny McCann.
Touchdown catch.
Luke's 15th touchdown pass of the year. Johnny McCann's 2nd receiving touchdown of the year. And with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Bridgemen go up 2 scores.
For Alteo Tabaku for the point after.
Tabaku's extra point is just good. 14-0 Fort Lee.
Fort Lee extends to 14-0.
So it's go time now for the Bruins. They cannot afford to fall any further behind in this one. 2 players back to receive. That should be Jaden David and Dante Cabrera.
Back deep to receive 3, Dante Cabrera. And 8, Jaden David for North Bergen.
Tabaku will handle the kickoff, and then this kickoff will likely be the final play of the first quarter. A first quarter that has been all Bridgman. It's going to be David handling the return here.
Number 8, Jaden David on the return.
Jace Cherry wraps him up and doesn't let him go. Tackled inside the 25-yard line, and we are indeed through one quarter. A dozen minutes down at the Sugarman Sport Complex, the Bridgmen lead this one 14-0. Ready for second quarter action here at the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex. Field flips. The Bruins are at their own 24-yard line. They trail by 2 touchdowns. Start this drive off with a handoff, and that's going to be a loss of yards. Multiple Bridgmen in on that tackle, including Severiano.
Number 1, Sebastian Colmenares.
Looks like a loss of 1. Second and 11.
Losing a yard on the play. A host of Bridgmen on the stop.
Another handoff. He was definitely down before fumbling that one. That was Alexir De Leon, number 2 on the carry.
Alexir De Leon, number 2 on the carry.
Third down coming up.
Made by number 5, Matt.
Early in the second quarter, a gigantic play.
21, CJ Senator.
The Bruins want to at least get something going offensively. Velasquez taking it himself on 3rd and long. Velasquez right at the first down marker. He did not get there. Should be about a yard short.
Made by number 6, Caleb Park. Short of the first down.
Oh, no, I think they're going to give him the first. I don't think that's a good spot, but they're going to give Velasquez the first down. A little bit of a gift for North Bergen. What can they do with it?
Right on the 35-yard line.
They fake the handoff to De Leon. Velasquez taking it himself. He has another first down.
Ball's out. We got it back.
As they picked up the first down.
And Velasquez fumbled, but he was able to get it back. Either Cherry or De Hoyos knocked it loose, but he did recover his own fumble.
Cherry on the stop for the Bridgmen.
So 1st and 10 Bruins at their own 49-yard line.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Offsides penalty going against Fort Lee, so they've committed their first penalty of the night. 1 for the Bridgmen and 7 for the Bruins. 1st and 5 North Bergen, little more than 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Another fake handoff. Velasquez is going deep. He's got his man.
Dominic Velasquez pass is complete.
Caught by Dante Cabrera.
Catch made by number 3, Dante Cabrera.
Caleb Park
Picked up a 33 on the
On the coverage, Cabrera
by 6.
with his second catch of the night, fourth of the season. North Bergen looking to go quickly. De Leon up the middle for the touchdown.
Alexier De Leon on the carry and touchdown.
Alexier De Leon came into this one with over 1,000 yards rushing on the year. Now he has 14 touchdowns.
Fort Lee.
14-6 Bridgman, 9:38 remaining. In the second quarter. And let's see. They're going to go for one. Number 36, Gabriel Garrido, on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 14-7 Bridgman, 9:38 remaining in the second quarter, following De Leon's 14th rushing touchdown of the year. So this is not just going to be a cakewalk for the Bridgemen. They lead this one 14-7, and they will get the ball back with about 9.5 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Back deep to receive the kickoff. Number 11, Azel Orta, and 7, Johnny McCann.
The 11th man running onto the field for North Bergen. It's not going to be Garrido on the kickoff. It's going to be Velasquez. McCann and Orta back to receive for Fort Lee. Kick is not going to reach them. It will be handled by Elijah George, number 18. George running up the sideline.
18, Elijah George.
And he was knocked out of bounds. They're going to say at his own 43.
A run back to 15.
So not a bad return for Elijah George, and the Bridgemen will take over with 9:32 to go and 2 timeouts here in the first half.
Fort Lee takes over at their own 43.
Five receivers set here on first down for the Bridgemen. With De Hoyos in motion, Luke Senator taking it himself, still untouched. Luke Senator stiff arms a defender. Luke Senator is finally bumped inside the 25-yard line. I believe that was David on the tackle.
David on the stop.
They're going to mark Luke Senator down at the 25.
31-yard gain.
So officially, it'll be a 31-yard carry for Luke Senator. Over 700 rushing yards on the year. Play call comes from the sideline. De Hoyos in the backfield with Senator. They give it to him. Josh De Hoyos, I believe, got to the 20-yard line. That'll put the Bridgemen in the red zone as they look to go up multiple scores once again.
6-yard gain.
Pickup of 6 for De Hoyos.
Second and 4. And a penalty.
Full start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So after North Bergen committed the first 7 penalties of the night, Fort Lee has committed back-to-back infractions. That's a false start, and that'll make it 2nd and 9.
That'll back up the Bridgemen to a 2nd down and nearly 10.
And that'll also knock the Bridgemen out of the red zone. They're now at their own 24. They fake the handoff. They go to CJ Senator. CJ sheds a tackle, and he, I believe, got back to the 25.
Made on the perimeter by 22, George Tamer.
6-yard gain.
Pickup of 6 on the play.
Right up to 20.
It's third down. Bridgman.
Third down and about 4.5 or 5 coming up for Fort Lee, and we have another penalty.
Full start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
2 false starts on Fort Lee in the span of 3 plays. That is not going to make Mike Gerst happy. So from 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 9 to 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9. Still more than 7 minutes to play in this first half. Senator back to pass. As the pocket collapses, he goes to the end zone. He's got Jacob Greenberg. No, he doesn't.
To the end zone.
Greenberg could not hold on.
Jacob Greenberg.
2 touchdown catches on the year for the Fort Lee tight end. Could not add to it there. But Mike Gerst is going to go for it on 4th down.
Play number 8, Jaden David.
It's 4th and 10 at his own 25. Or rather, at the North Bergen 25. Obviously, Mike Gerst figuring the risk-reward is there. Even if you don't get this, North Bergen still pinned pretty deep in their own territory. Luke Senator back to pass again. Going deep again. This time, he has a man. First down, Fort Lee. CJ Senator with the reception at the 5-yard line. A 20-yard pickup between the Senator brothers.
On 4th and 10.
So now on 1st and goal from the 5, Luke Senator waited. Now he waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bridgman. 5-yard touchdown.
20-7 Fort Lee after the 5-yard rushing score for Luke Senator.
Tabaku for the point after.
Tabaku on for the extra point. And he's got it. Tabaku was 0 for 3 on extra point attempts last week. He has shaken it off this week to go 3 for 3, and the Bridgmen lead 21-7. So for senior Bridgman quarterback Luke Senator, now 15 passing touchdowns and 13 rushing scores on the season.
Deep to receive for North Bergen, number 1, Sebastian Colmenares, and 8, Jaden David.
Tabaku will kick off here
84, Alteo.
with David and Colmenares back deep to receive for the Bruins. On several bounces, it will be fielded by Jaden David. No, that was Colmenares. I apologize. Looks like David might have a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up. Matt Kim making the tackle of Colmenares. And where are the Bruins going to be set up? They'll be at their own 31-yard line. Plenty of time. 6:20 remaining and 1 timeout left in the first half. With David in motion, it's going to be a keeper for Velasquez. And he's not going to get very far.
Number 10
picks up forward progress.
De Hoyos and Severiano were in on the stop there. I believe so was number 59, Bobby Conti. We're halfway through the second quarter. The Bridgemen don't bite there. So Velasquez gets the play call from the sideline. Looking for David. Incomplete. McCann on the coverage, and he should get a pass breakup.
David. And the breakup by number 7, Johnny McCann.
3rd and 7 coming up for the Bruins. And if they don't get the first down here, Fort Lee would have an opportunity to really take control of this game. Velasquez on the keeper. He has the first down into Fort Lee territory. Jace Cherry, fumble, picked up by Fort Lee.
Ball stripped by 13, Jace Cherry. Bridgeman recovered the fumble.
Jace Cherry just kind of using his shoulder to knock Velasquez out of bounds. He did, and Velasquez dropped it. Elijah George
Forced fumble.
with the fumble recovery. Fort Lee takes back over. What a huge play by Jace Cherry. Fort Lee ball, 5:29 remaining in the first half. The Bridgemen also have 2 timeouts. Looking to step on the Bruins' throats here and take a 3-score lead. Senator in the backfield with Senator. Luke Senator keeping it himself. Trying to follow his lineman. And he's going to get to
Luke Senator
the 46.
picking up 4 on the play. Stopped by 22, George Tamer.
They're going to give him the 47. Now back to pass. Man in his face. Luke Senator escapes the pressure. Gets it off to CJ Senator. First down, Fort Lee. CJ Senator breaking tackles all over the place. Finally taken down by George Tamer.
Down,
He's at the North Bergen 30.
George Tamer. A catch and run of 27 yards.
Braylon Santos, slow to get up. He almost got to Luke Senator, but the Fort Lee quarterback was able to get the throw off, and it winds up being a 27-yard reception for CJ Senator. CJ came into this one leading Fort Lee in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and rushing yards.
Dr. Jet Lee from North Jersey Orthopedics. Fort Lee athletic trainer Tom Hearn. The Fort Lee Volunteer Ambulance Corps.
That was an official timeout, so Fort Lee still has 2 remaining and 1 still for North Bergen.
Assistance.
So 1st and 10 Fort Lee at the North Bergen 29. Fort Lee has already put up more points than they did all of last week. Luke Senator on the keeper. Takes a couple Bruins, but they get him down. Tamer and Colmenares.
Number 1, Sebastian Colmenares of North Bergen.
That's going to be a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 coming up. North Bergen really needs a defensive stand here. They already trail by 2 scores. They will receive the second half kickoff. Hard count doesn't work this time. Fort Lee might have to burn a timeout here. And they do in order to avoid the delay of game. 3:25 remaining in the second quarter. Now each team with 1 timeout remaining. Want to give a shout out to the Fort Lee Athletic Booster Club sponsors this year. The Fort Lee PBA, Cafaso's Fairway Market, The Finest Construction, the Fort Lee Soccer Club, Rusin and Doru Electric, the Bridgman Basketball Camp, the Fort Lee VFW, Visions Federal Credit Union, It's Greek to Me, Connect One Bank, the Bergen Black Sox, Senator Builders, UCS Strength and Speed, the Collective Salon, and the Fort Lee Education Association.
It'll be the North Bergen band performing on the field at halftime.
So here we go, 2nd and 11, 3:25 to go in the second quarter. Luke Senator on the keeper, yes on the keeper. He loses it. North Bergen recovers.
Luke Senator keeping with the ball on the ground, the fumble recovered by the Bridgman.
No, Fort Lee recovered. I did not see who fell on it, clearly. I thought North Bergen had it. Fort Lee very lucky to still have the football. 3rd and long coming up. Luke Senator rolling to his right. He wants to go deep. He's going to keep it. And Tamer is going to wrap him up and roll out of bounds with him.
And brought out of bounds by 22, George Tamer.
So Luke Senator well shy of the first down. I would imagine Mike Gerst would go for it here. And he will.
Fourth down and 5.
It's 4th and 5 with 2:47 to go in the second quarter. Fort Lee 1 for 1 so far on their 4th down conversion. Going to try to get it again. North Bergen has to be disciplined here. And they are. Senator on the keeper. Inside the 20.
It's inside the 20 and it's close to a Bridgman first.
And he got the first down by 1 yard.
And it is a Fort Lee first down.
Huge first down for Fort Lee. Now if they can score, they would be in firm control of this SFC semifinal. The Bridgmen are now at the 18. Senator keeping it himself again. He's got room to run.
Luke Senator keeping.
And he's inside the 10-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 6.
Stop made by 11, Dominic Velasquez.
Final 2 minutes of the first half here. It has largely been Fort Lee in control.
First and goal, Fort Lee.
CJ Senator in the backfield with his older brother. He's going to lead as Luke takes it himself. Good tackle made by George Tamer.
Made from behind by 22, George Tamer.
Gain of 1 on that play for Luke Senator. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Much more methodical drive here for the Bridgemen than we are sometimes accustomed to seeing. Mike Gerst wants to eat the clock as well as get back on the board here. Luke Senator on the keeper.
Luke Senator.
Looks like he's shy of the goal line. And he is. Clock stops with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
That's their final timeout of the half.
It's a timeout for Mike Gerst, his 3rd and final of the half. Mike Gerst, 14-3 as Fort Lee football head coach. His team is looking to improve to 8-0 on the year and get to the SFC championship game. That would be next Wednesday at a neutral site against the winner of Belleville and Ridgefield Park. Fort Lee beat Ridgefield Park 50-40 back on September 11th. That was both teams' 2nd game of the year. Fort Lee went 6-0 in division. Ridgefield Park went 4-2.
3rd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Fort Lee right on the doorstep. From the 1.
Luke Senator keeps. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Bridgeman. 1-yard touchdown run for Luke Senator, his 3rd rushing score of the night, and this one is all Fort Lee.
Alteo Tabaku for the point after.
Tabaku's extra point attempt is no good. So it's going to be a 27-7 lead for the Bridgemen.
Lead 27, North Bergen 7.
13 seconds remaining in the first half, so not a ton of time for North Bergen to make something happen here.
Again, the concession stand is
They've
open.
cleaned up the penalties here in the second quarter, but they have been unable to stop that Bridgeman offense.
Chicken tenders, French fries, candy,
So they now trail by 20.
chips, and soft drinks.
They will get the second half kickoff, but unless something unlikely happens here, they're going to be down by 3 scores.
Tabaku to kick off.
They do have an offense that can put up points, as I said. They came into this one averaging 31 per game. They've scored over 30 points in all but 2 of their games so far.
Sebastian Colmenares on the run back.
Colmenares with the kickoff return, and with 7 seconds remaining and North Bergen being deep in their own territory, not really much time to make anything happen. They're probably just going to take a knee or run some other safe play here, and that'll send us to the half. Fort Lee 20, North Bergen 7. Luke Senator with 3 rushing touchdowns, and then also 1 passing touchdown to Johnny McCann. Fort Lee playing prevent defense here. Jaden David back to pass, doesn't have many options, so he's going to take it himself, pushed out of bounds with triple zeros on the clock, and so it will be 27-7 at the half. Do stay tuned for the second half action. Fort Lee is looking to get to the SFC championship game. Don't go anywhere, folks. Halftime ceremonies wrapping up here at the Sugarman Sport Complex. The Steve DiGregorio Man of the Year Award given out at halftime. For North Bergen, their representative was senior Sebastian Colmenares. And for Fort Lee, the honoree was senior quarterback Luke Senator. Congratulations to both of them. And we are just about set for the second half action here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. The Bridgemen lead this one 27-7, and they will kick off to the Bruins here in the SFC semifinal game. The winner of this one gets the winner of Belleville Ridgefield Park on Wednesday in the Super Football Conference Championship game. Fort Lee, 24 minutes away from getting to that championship if they can maintain this lead. Speaking of Luke Senator, he absolutely balled out in that first half. A passing touchdown to Johnny McCann and 3 rushing touchdowns. Alteo Tabaku, 3 out of 4 on extra point attempts in the first half. On for the kickoff, and here we go in the second half. Deep kick, handled by Alexir De Leon. Breaks a tackle, and eventually forced out of bounds by Elijah George. A little bit of a rough first half for North Bergen. They fell behind early. They committed 7 penalties, most of them on defense. And they trail by 20, but a good start to the second half here. This drive will begin at the North Bergen 43-yard line. And here comes Colmenares, along with Dominic Velasquez and company. It's a direct snap to De Leon, who goes nowhere. Josh DeHoyas and Colin Z wrap him up for a loss of yards. Going to be a loss of about 2.5 on that one. So the Fort Lee defense picking up right where they left off. North Bergen in a little bit of a hurry-up offense here. Not quite. Velasquez back out there. De Leon in the backfield with him. De Leon with a rushing touchdown in the first half for North Bergen's only score. Velasquez took it himself. He was not really tackled. He was really tripped by someone in that scrum. Might have even been someone on his own team. But it's a short run. 3rd and long coming up. It'll be 3rd down and 10. An opportunity for North Bergen getting the second half kickoff to get back in this one. Fort Lee looking to firmly maintain momentum. Velasquez back to pass. Z in his face. Z for the sack. They might give Velasquez 1 yard on that run, so that might just be a tackle for Z. But either way, the punting unit steps onto the field for North Bergen.
Bruins in punt formation with 11, Dominic Velasquez. Deep for the Bridgemen, 11, Azel Orta.
Number 11, Velasquez for North Bergen set to punt. Number 11 for Fort Lee, Orta back to receive. Also, in case it's a short kick, CJ Senator. He wasn't expecting it to be that short of a kick. Ball going to roll weakly out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Fantastic field position for the Bridgemen here in the third quarter. Might have even been a generous spot. Fort Lee will take over at their own 46. Two minutes and 17 seconds gone by here in the third quarter. It's been all Fort Lee, and the Bridgemen are looking to add to their 20-point lead. Luke Senator on the keeper.
Number 2, Luke Senator.
That'll be a gain of about 2.
Hauled down by 55.
A Bruin is slow to get up, and we're going to have an official timeout here with 9:26 to go in the third quarter. Official timeout over. The injured Bruin has made his way to the sideline. 2nd and 8 coming up for Fort Lee. A handoff to Josh DeHoyos.
Just DeHoyos.
He gets to midfield, and a scrum trying to push him forward and backward.
David. At 22, George Tamer. Forward progress.
They're going to give DeHoyos forward progress up to the 47-yard line.
Third down.
So this will be 3rd down and 3 for the Bridgemen. Hard count doesn't work there. Mike Gerst going to realign his team a little bit here. Senator on the keeper.
Luke Senator.
And the Bruins defensive line breaks through. Senator short of the first down.
First man to hit up, number 1.
And Mike Gerst will send out the punting unit. Trading offensive possessions will work for Mike Gerst and the Bridgemen as they lead this one by 20. Another official timeout with 8:02 remaining in the third quarter. So neither team scores on their first possession of the second half. Obviously, all of the pressure is on the Bruins. Might just be a cramping issue for this Bruin. That is number 8, Jaden David. So Luke Senator to punt. He's just about done it all for the Bridgemen this season, and tonight in particular. Punting, running for scores, throwing for scores. Picked up a fumble recovery last week on defense.
Fort Lee in punt formation with number 2, Luke Senator.
And back to receive is the Bruins quarterback, Dominic Velasquez. Good snap. Luke Senator. Velasquez handles the kick with a couple Bridgemen in his face. He's able to break the tackle of Caleb Park and get a few yards there. Decent enough field position for the Bruins here for their second drive of the second half.
Run back of 8 for Velasquez.
North Bergen will be at their own 30. Little more than 4.5 gone by here in the third quarter. A handoff to De Leon. De Leon tackled by Matt Kim. That'll be a gain of 5, so 2nd and 5 coming up for the Bruins, who need to get going offensively to get back in this one, especially after keeping Fort Lee off the board for a drive. Another handoff to De Leon. He bounces to the outside, and he is wrestled down by Jace Cherry right at the first down marker. They give De Leon the first down. So North Bergen, from their own 40. That's our first penalty in a while. Offsides penalty on Fort Lee. So that gets North Bergen up to their own 45. They fake the handoff to De Leon. Velasquez trying to get away from De Hoyos. He's going to wind up just getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 5 coming up. We're more than halfway through this third quarter. I would imagine another run play is coming. David back on the field as a receiver for the Bruins. It's a pass play. Looking for David. Unable to hold on. Matt Kim on the coverage. So now it'll be 3rd and 5. The incompletion stops the clock with 5:25 to go in the third quarter. David in motion. Velasquez taking it himself. He's got the first down. And now he's got room to run. Cherry forcing him out of bounds, but a long run for Dominic Velasquez. That'll get North Bergen into the red zone.
42-yard run by Velasquez.
North Bergen trying to pick up the pace here. De Leon. They're going to give him 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 22-yard line for Fort Lee. Defensive shifting for North Bergen. They fake the handoff. Luke Senator with a clean pocket. He's got Orta deep. Orta has the catch. Tackled just about at the 20-yard line by Dante Cabrera. Azel Orta, Luke Senator's favorite deep target. They hook up again. They mark Orta down at the 20. So from their own 22 to the North Bergen 20 go the Bridgemen. Now Luke Senator on the keeper.